Why, hello there. It's Monday morning. It's February 24th, 2020. How's everybody doing? I've been getting requests from everybody who's getting excited because they feel like March is coming soon and there's going to be brackets happening, and they've seen my videos from the last 10 years about the March of Madness a thing, doing all the master scoring brackets and all kinds of stuff. If you haven't seen that before, uh, and you're new to this, well, I've been doing it forever. And if you ever have a like office pool or something where you want to run um, a March Madness like tournament thing or a bracket thing, I have this Excel file where you can send it out and have people fill it out and then send it back to you, and you can run your thing and then score it and track it and everything. It's super fun. You can get really fun and nerdy with it. And so, people are excited for this year. I've also been doing additional stuff with college basketball this year and trying to predict games and things like that. So, okay. So for those of you who want to pre-order, I'm putting a thing up for 30 bucks. I'm going to probably raise it later in March and stuff. But for all you who want the master scoring bracket, want the entry bracket, want to do the thing we've been doing for all these different years where you run your own thing, absolutely, I'm going to put it up. You'll see the link in the description. You can go get it, and you're awesome. Now, as for a bonus for all you early risers, early adopters here, and just because this is so much fun, I was just playing with it. There's an AI entry bracket that I built last year, and it's so interesting to me because a couple things about this are really fun. So there are things that are really annoying about the whole bracket tournament and the bracket filling it out. Like, who wants to have to type in every single name of who's going to win between Duke and North Dakota? Of course, this is all last year's teams from 2019, um, because we're doing a little formula comparison thing about 2019. But who wants to pick all these games from last year and do this one by one and fill it out? It's so frustrating. It takes a long time. You have to think about it, especially when I cross something out and change it, whatever. So there's a lot of people who don't want to think about it all that much. And I wrote a program to look at different statistics that exist at the end of the year. Right now, I have it set at the current year, actually. I have it set on the current year stats in here. But it looks at all different categories and it allows you to mess with them. And what you can do in this version is you can literally say, oh, all I care about is, like, these are the different categories that you have to choose from: wins, losses, number of wins. These things you're supposed to put in as negative percentages if you want to make them a factor. But let's do something simple, like simple rating system, right? Or net adjusted rating. How about that? Let's just do net adjusted rating. Let's give net adjusted rating, which is this one, 100%. That's going to change the result of every single game and automatically fill in everything for you, right? This is looking at last year's and actually comparing last year's to the games as they were played. And you would have gotten 54% of your games right. You would have gone 34 and 29. You would not have had the winner. You wouldn't have had anybody in your Final Four by using that. But you would have had an automated bracket just done and filled out. Like, it thought Kansas was going to win with that. Hey, you know what I noticed is kind of cool? Is defensive rating. Virginia gets further. Virginia actually won it last year. They get a little further with defensive rating. I found out if you do like -50 and 150, oh no, -50 here and 150 here. This thing's going crazy. Yeah, that gets Virginia to win. Give Virginia negative 150% on defensive rating and -50% on opponents' points per game. That's supposed to be a -1. That gets Virginia to win this thing, which they did. You get 60% of your games right. Point is, you saw you can mess around with this. It doesn't even have to equal 100%, but these power percentages on the left are going to mean more if this number adds up to 100%, which is what this total is. But point is there was like an optimal percentage. You see how this thing just changes right away. It gives you a totally new bracket. There was like some optimal one that I did last year. I can't remember what it was. Something like this. I can go dig it up. Point is, you can see how everything just changes. And this is, I'm going to give this away for all the people who pre-order the master bracket and stuff this year's March Madness. We can start messing around with this and find out what the optimal percentages of things are. What, like Virginia winning last year, their defense. Oh, Virginia wins with this combination too. How do Texas Tech? You get all the way to there with this combination. Interesting, a high defensive rating. It's so cool to mess around with this. Anyway, I could do this forever. I'm not going to, but I just wanted to address everybody who was wondering, am I doing the brackets this year? Yeah, not only am I doing the brackets this year, but I have an AI bracket that everyone can mess with and also pass around, because when you use this, you get the export of the picks like this, and you can copy and paste that into the master bracket. If you've ever done this in previous years, I think sending this thing out and having people who just want to do something. Oh yeah, sorry, I know I'm rambling, but there's another part to this. So why do I care about this? Like, why not just, is this going to be better than the average person? The answer is yes. Not only is it better than the average person, I ran a bracket last year. People sent me their entries and we followed along as the games went by. It was super fun because I was drooling over Heather Wittenberg, who I've never met, but she was kicking my butt, and she was actually beating all of these ones that are yellow and the blue one, yellow and blue one, where they are automated brackets. They were AI brackets that were figured out by a percentage of this. Okay. And it's amazing that there was this huge cluster of AI brackets that beat out everybody else who were human beings that filled it out, right? And then there's a chunk of AI brackets down here that totally sucked. So some of these things were not very relevant or were anti-predictors of how the games went, like strength of schedule or something was not a predictor last year. So the fact that doing the AI bracket means you're going to have an advantage, and you also have the ability to fill out like a zillion brackets based on some logic. I think it's so cool. So yes, for all those people who are wondering, am I doing this stuff? Yes, yes, it's available for pre-order at $30. I will be delivering the entry brackets when the teams are announced Sunday night, March 15th, and then on by Monday midday, usually Monday or Monday night, I will have the master brackets start to be sent to people that have purchased it, because we do the entry bracket first. The big thing about this every year and why it's annoying and takes so long is you have a whole bunch of new teams and new orders in different conferences or whatever. Like I could try to simulate that, instead of like these teams, right? Who are the teams that were in it last year? These 68 teams, because there's like the 64 teams and then there's the 2 or 4 playing games, right? There's those. Um, yeah, everything's gonna blow up because I just removed all the teams. What's the master team name? I may be blowing everything up, but I wanted to show you how we could put a whole bunch of new team names in, which is what we have to do, and we have to get them in the right order in order to have the whole bracket work. Because right now I see it just blew up. Yeah, because there's a play-in game too. Now I don't want to do that right now. Point is uh, that's part of the process of setting it up. So as the thing's announced, on Selection Sunday and everything's announced, I have to manually like type stuff in, make sure I don't make typos. Because one year I sent out one with a typo, or I put like the things in the wrong order because I read it wrong, and I had like south over here and west over here, and the thing like wasn't matching up right. The teams weren't playing each other right. And some guy sent me a email looking over it going, hey man, like I'm comparing your bracket to the one on paper and it looks like you're dyslexic. And I'm like, oh yeah, and we fixed it right away and I got it out and it wasn't a big deal. But that just literally tearing 68 team names, spelling them right, putting them in the right thing into the program is sort of complicated to do in like the hour that it comes out. So anyway, great things are happening this year. It's going to be a lot of fun because yeah, we will have master brackets. They're going to be crazy like this and have like all these nutty scoring scenarios. Like you take the names. Oh my God, it's incredibly fun. right? Like who had the best run in each round. Looks like defensive rating had a good run deep in here, but nobody beat Don the Drakenberg. He beat everybody. So humans still won last year. I paid that guy money. He's like in Wisconsin or something. I sent him whatever amount of money I said I was going to send him. And I actually did it because he beat everybody. Look at that. He beats 5 AI brackets and then Heather Wittenberg. Barely. Anyway, this it's a lot of fun. It's going to be fun. It's going to be nothing but fun. So we'll all have some fun.